Welcome back, beautiful souls. This is your tarot card reading for the Chariot for 2025. And welcome. My name is Sadhana, and very happy to be here and doing this, whether this reading is because your number is 7 for 2025, or you have a Cancer sun or moon or rising sign. Allow this reading to inform and inspire for the days and months ahead. And as always, I ask these messages be in the highest for the greatest good, and that no harm be done. So be it. Blessings to you all. If you're new to my channel, my name is Sadhana. And this is the 20th of 21 readings that I am doing for the new year. And I have been gazing at, hello Vintage Moon, namaste. I've been gazing at this card. It's a really interesting Chariot card. And I counted the stars, and there are 5 stars behind, and from what I can see, 6 stars ahead. And the wand, or the small sword, is between the second and third star. So I don't know if that means something to you. Happy New Year to you as well. Yeah, so this is with Golden Dawn correspondences, Cancer energy, water energy. It is the beginning of summer, and it would be winter solstice in the southern hemisphere. This is, so how do we look at this in terms of its relationship with a hermit year? And how is this going to respond? And I think we need to be careful that it doesn't get too heavy. I have a concern when there is a lot of water and a lot of earth together that we don't make mud. And this is a beginning of the water journey. This is cardinal water. So it's early in the development, and it's a bit of a breath of fresh air as we come out of the Ten of Swords from Gemini season, if you work with the astrology of tarot that way. And this is a really important card. It is the final card of the first septenary. So when the major arcana is divided into 777, this is the end of the first 7. And it's a tipping off point. It's a completion of sorts of that first part of the journey from the personal to the collective, to the community. And so we're growing up in a way, you know, we're learning to look outward. And the Chariot, so I think of the Hermit, so 2025 is a 9 year, and Hermit is the 9 card in the major arcana. And so we look at that as the overarching energy for 2025. And so the Hermit is a card of movement, wandering, and this is a card that can symbolize that as well too. And I think they move at different speeds, and yet I feel like there's a synchronicity here that's going to be good. So let's lay out the spread and see what happens. How beautiful is that? So, Cancer is ruled by the moon, and the card in the tarot that represents the moon is the High Priestess. So, this is a beautiful way to begin the reading with the support and insight and guidance of the High Priestess. Temperance was the card on the bottom of the deck for the Lovers reading as well. So that's really interesting. Mutable fire, Sagittarius. And I think that is a kind of a lovely correspondence pairing for the water energy, the cardinal water energy. I think it will keep everything moving. And there's different ways that I feel the card at the bottom of the deck. It's like a bookend of a story. And it's there, and it holds space for all that is revealed here. It assures a wellness of sorts through the process. The second card is the King of Swords. And this King of Swords has an angel holding their back. And one thing here that is less than preferred is that the King of Swords is not facing in the direction that the Nautilus spread is unfolding. Nor is the High Priestess. It would be better if her knees were going the other way. So, however, King of Swords left side is revealed, which very much is in alignment with water energy and High Priestess energy. It feels like in combination with the High Priestess, there is a need to know truth, to uphold truth and honesty, and to really understand what makes one tick. There is a wisdom, a powerful wisdom in both of these cards. One that may skew a little more intellectual, but it's wonderful to have both of these energies with you for discernment and insight and all of those kinds of energies. So you should feel supported and feels really good. Okay. All right. Let's go on, shall we? Now, funny I should say that the Chariot card follows the Ten of Swords. And here is the Ten of Swords, which leads me to think that there's a process here that's not quite complete. Surrender. So we need to be cautious that And I would say with the Queen of Swords, starting with the High Priestess, it's less of a concern, but that the energy of the Chariot is not driven by ego, that we are truly listening to the Black Horse. And one thing that I really like about this card is that the Black Horse drives the right side and the White Horse drives the black side. And they do have alternate colored bodies, but those are the head colors I'm referring to, which feels very integrated. So that's a lovely conscious choice by the artist. With a 10 coming up early in the reading, and this rather powerful 10, I would think it also speaks to how important surrender is to your journey this year. Part of your intention for 2025 would hold space for I trust. I am learning to trust. I am learning to listen. Let my dreams, those moments of silence, be filled with clear sight and messages. Help me to be guided, trusting that Spirit knows exactly which way to move. And there's this interesting juxtaposition between King of Swords and High Priestess, because one is in complete trust and the other, through experience, is perhaps has 2 feet, more feet in the ground. And then I think, well, maybe not Sadhana, because the king's home is in Hokmah. And Hokmah is in the supernal triangle of the Tree of Life, very high on the Tree of Life. So the angel and this high frequency energy is certainly up there. Let's say that. And then another way to look at this would be that, well, let's see what the next card is. Ace of Swords. That, and here you've got the full range of the Suit of Swords, the full experience of the Suit of Swords, as well as the King of Swords. So this journey through swords likely will be coming to a conclusion at some point this year, and yet a new aspect of this is ready to unfold. A new word, a new purpose. I don't want to use the word purpose for this suit. A new perspective. Let's say that. How does this respond to the heart space, and how do these swords feel in the heart space? Because they are the element of that chakra. Page of Cups and Hermit. Okay, so this is a little better. The way that this mer creature is balanced here, we're in the shape of the Nautilus, moving in this direction. The Page of Cups and the Hermit follow the path. So we're certainly on path here. It's the council, shall we call it that? The Council of Two, the King of Swords and the High Priestess, that are anchored in the center of the Nautilus and not going anywhere. They're anchored in your center, and they are staying there. They are rooted there. The Page of Cups perhaps repeats my question. What connection does this have to the heart space? Because I feel like the Page of Cups wears their heart on their sleeve and has no issue with a sensitivity towards feelings. And there's a distance, like not like a gatekeeper, but there's certainly not a warm and fuzziness about either the High Priestess or the King of Swords. And so the Hermit reminds us that this indeed is a journey, and we continue to wander into the darkness. Now, what does that mean? High Priestess sits between a white and a black pillar, is the central pillar, is the central path of the Tree of Life. She is a channel for spirit. And yet her element is the moon, and she is comfortable with the darkness and the wandering through that which is not necessarily clearly seen. And the King of Swords wants to see everything clearly. And then the Ten of Swords says, well, we can't always do that, can we? Sometimes we have to trust and then adopt a new perspective. And maybe that trust is also reflected in the Page of Cups. And so with that trust, we wander into the adventure of 2025. So what is this about? Your year is likely about learning to let go of the need to know and trust that inner voice a lot more so that you can wander deeper and deeper within. And I feel like this journey within, that Ace of Swords is going to cut something away. It's going to cut something out for you to bring to the surface, for you to investigate. So that you can feel better and healthier. Interesting, considering, this is often a card of health and wellness. Okay, all right. Where should we go? I'm going to take this a little bit deeper. If this is resonating with you, please follow me to part 2. This is a members feature, and we will look at the other 3 cards as well as look at this through the lens of the Transparent Tarot as well. And I want to thank you, Sissy, for being here today, and I look forward to hearing from you and seeing how this resonates. Everyone in the background as well, thank you kindly. Have a lovely rest of your day. Namaste, and Happy New Year.